the monitor in. So yellow for yellow. Here we go. Ravi, this could be probably one of the most exciting moments ever. Here we go. So we've got audio and we've got monitoring. Let's try that one more time. We've got a red light on the drive. Come on, come on, witchy magic, witchy magic. The modulator. Oh, yes! Yes! Yeah! Welcome back to Dubious Engineering, and something ever so slightly geeky and quite epic is happening here. But if you remember, if you look back at previous videos, Ravi and I started work on a retro Amiga laptop project. So here it is on the desk in front of us. And so let's just show you this thing in action. We'll just fire it up. That's the amazing missile switch. There's two little meters on the side of here which show you the state of charge of these lithium ion packs. So there's quite a number. I think there's 12 cells in this one and 6 cells in this one. And look at that, boom, without a shadow of a doubt, right there. I hope you can see that. That is Amiga Workbench. How awesome! And this is all completely self-powered. So basically then we've got effectively a laptop. Little hard drive over here, which is Ravi's doing. 5 volts is produced by this little guy here. But yeah, check it out, it works. It works. Oh, does the mouse, oh look at that, the mouse wiggles. I've not seen the mouse wiggle yet. Hold on, check it out. Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Mouse wiggling, mouse wiggling. Oh yes. Let's click. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's click on stuff. Police quest. Excellent. What happens if you try and load police? Oh, there's no scroll wheel on the mouse. Okay. I reckon if I just double click that, that might actually fire up. Oh my goodness. So I don't know if you recognize this madness that I've got out on the table in front of me, but basically it's an Amiga laptop that Ravi, Retro Ravi, from the 8-Bit Mix and the Retro Hour UK podcast, he and I have been working on this for quite some time. With the power of Skype, Ravi and I spent some time yesterday evening trying to get this setup working, and we succeeded. I'm pleased to tell you, I'm really pleased to tell you. So basically then what we've got is we've got lithium ion packs here, basically 18650s from old, reclaimed from old laptops. So we've got 2 sets of those. One produces 12 volts positive, the other one is 12 volts negative. From the 12 volts positive pack, there's a little buck DC to DC buck converter here, which is basically the 5 volt supply. So we've got plus 12, plus 5, minus 12 and 0 volts, and that is what the Amiga motherboard, this is an A300 motherboard here, which I believe has been tweaked to effectively make an A600 motherboard. It's been recapped, it's got all the latest Kickstarter ROM on it, and Ravi's also got a little IDE type drive on there as well, with a compact flash card inside of it. So we've got composite out and audio out going to a monitor here. We've got a keyboard, and actually weirdly this is where the problem is. So we had a little keyboard adapter that sat over one of these QFPs, one of these quad flat packs here, and this keyboard adapter, I don't know if it was on the wrong way around or if it was shorting a ground 5 volts to ground, but either which way, this thing fires up now, which is absolutely awesome. So in the very near future, we're going to have an Amiga laptop with a missile switch in a wooden box and lithium ion cells and all that kind of madness. We're going to have one of these to play with. Maybe Ravi will even DJ with it one day. We'll see what happens. Anyway, continue watching. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe. There will be more on this in the future. In fact, there's a couple of videos on this in the past that you might want to watch, and some of those are the build videos of us making the box and talking about how we're going to put all of this together and whatnot. So this is our Skype chat, and this is what happened. Give us a good old thumbs up, people. Enjoy the show. I hope it's geeky enough and nerdy enough for you. I'm certainly properly geeked out and very well nerded. Cheers, people. Look at that everybody, it's Retro Ravi, well a little bit of him anyway. Say hi Ravi.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? So we're working on the Amiga laptop via Skype, and I don't know if you remember, but this bad boy here, which is a little 5-volt regulator, 2-amp 5-volt regulator, didn't quite have enough beans to be able to supply the Amiga motherboard, which is there, with enough power. So things just didn't fire up, did they, Ravi?
No, everything else worked. So the laptop screen did. We just didn't get even a power light on the regulator.
But what we've got to do is we've got to replace this little regulator here with this bad boy. I'll show you that in a few seconds, Ravi. But
okay.
you're going to love it, mate. It's a massive heatsink with a load of wires coming out of it. This generates 5 volts at 10 amps. So we're going to replace that. There's not a lot of room in there to be able to put it. Oh, it fits just there perfectly. Okay, good. So we've got the TS100 soldering iron out. That's all plugged in, ready to go. We've got the Amiga keyboard, the Amiga motherboard out over there. We've got a keyboard out. I'll tell you what, actually, Ravi, I know this is completely off target, but I've got to show people. My new toy. They're gonna love it. They're gonna love it. Can you guess what it is? Boom! It's an OP1 by Teenage Engineering. Oh yes. Anyway, so that's for another day. Unsolder that. Get rid of that. Put that in place. And see if we can fire up this Amiga laptop system. So we've got to do a bit of wiring and a bit of jiggery pokery. So the first job of the day is to remove this little 5-volt 2-amp unit and to replace it with a much beefier unit. So I need screwdrivers. For those that don't know, I'm an electronics engineer. I'm a radio comms engineer. I'm not really an Amiga guy. I love the Acorn Electron and the BBC Micro. Okay. So tell me, you've got an Amiga 4000. What's an Amiga 4000, mate?
So first, the range that you're working on at the moment were known as just the smaller Amigas, and they were like the 1200 and the 600, which were the ones that looked like keyboards.
Oh yeah. Just basically computers built into a keyboard, yeah?
Yeah. And then there was a higher end range, which was very much like the Mac Pros of now.
Okay.
So they were around 5 or 10 times more powerful than what was available on the market.
Okay.
But they had a lower price tag. So they were still about £3,000 or £4,000 each.
Ouch, okay.
Yeah, but back then you'd be able to video edit VHS on them. You'd be able to add in custom cards like there was one called M-Plant where you put the Mac operating system on it.
Okay.
And it actually ran faster than the Macs on an Amiga.
Oh, wow.
Interesting. So
okay.
Those were the real industry ones. So, you know, Lightwave 3D, the model building 3D program, that started on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So a lot of video effects and stuff. The TV show Babylon 5.
Oh, I love Babylon. Bab 5 was epic.
They did the whole first season graphics on the Amiga 4000 on so it was a really nice machine. It basically had a video mode which was kind of a hacked video mode called Hold and Modify. And that meant that you could do some absolute mental broadcast quality kind of stuff out of this unit.
Ow, that's getting really hot. Okay. So we've now got, hopefully, I'm in a few seconds here. There we go.
You may free him.
Yes. Free Willy.
Have you seen Ready Player One?
Oh yeah, I have, mate. That's an epic, actually. I really like that.
Actually, quite reminded me of E.T. of like the kids escaping from authorities. And
and what was it? It was like an Atari 2600 game or something, wasn't it? That was that they needed to play to sort of finish the job, didn't they? Right, mate. I've wired up I've replaced the here, I'll show you it.
That was quick. That was the little one, wasn't it?
So this is the little 2-amp 5-volt reg or 2-amp 5-volt buck converter. I've now replaced that with this guy over here, which is significantly bigger. Might look smaller because it's a lot further away on camera at the moment. So I've done a lot of really dodgy wiring. I tell you what, let me just sort of get you in there. So so this is the old one right here. Can you see that? Yeah. This is the old one right here. Replaced it with this one, which is the new one. I've just plugged in the screen. Yeah, and there's lots of dodgy tape going on at the moment. Just plugged in the screen. This could all go bang. Well, I tell you what, I really hope it doesn't. We've taken our time. We've been very careful about all of this. So I'm going to get a multimeter and check that 5 volts works properly. So I'll just put you back on there. Is that okay, Ravi? Can you see okay there, mate? Good. So next bit of this mission, we need to plug in. Right, we need to check 5 volts happens, and then we can plug in the Amiga motherboard. So I'm just going to get a multimeter.
On the last video, Howard made this absolutely beautiful, crafted with kind of genius Amiga power adapter, which he basically got the wire pieces, put them in the correct place, then covered it in tape and then filled it with a glue gun, which I thought was an absolutely genius idea to stop the ends touching and keep it all kind of nice and safe.
Indeed. A few people have pointed out subsequently that you can buy Amiga power connectors online. So apparently
we're cheap, Howard. We make this out of wood and glue guns.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Well, this is what makes it all sort of like fun, doesn't it? Really. So
the way I see it is, I see it like a British garden. You know, it's kind of got that homemade war philosophy, where you spend a couple of quid on the garden and everything else is recycled. Indeed.
Right, I'm going to fire it up. Here we go, Ravi. So power on. Good news, nothing went bang. And I'm just trying to recall which ones were which for the power connector. That's quite clearly 5 volts. So that's good news. Then hopefully the red, which should be this guy up here, should be plus 12 volts. That's plus 12 volts, that's good. And then the yellow should be minus 12 volts, which apparently is the middle pin here. And that's minus 12 volts. And then we've got a shield, which is the green one here, which we don't really need to worry about. So right now, that all looks okay. What I do want to do before we plug that in is, just in case we made a mistake, is to double check the pinout on the computer. So I'm just going to fire up the computer and Google an Amiga power connector pinout and make sure that the pinout is good, so that when we plug this in, all the power looks okay. Yeah, see, there's a few bandwidth problems going on at the moment. Ravi seems to have disappeared. But basically then, this is the Amiga power connector. So that's on the screen. And all I need to do is just double check the Amiga power connector with that pin out there. And then here basically what we've got is a little barrel jack that plugs into the display that Ravi's got, which is an awesome little display. It's got HDMI, VGA, and audio in, and composite in, and various other things. So we're just going to plug 12.
Takes the Amiga signal, the composite, just natively, which is really nice.
That's very nice indeed. Yeah. So we've got the display plugged in. We've got the Amiga motherboard plugged in. We've got a mouse plugged into a DB 9-way port over here. We've got a keyboard now over here. So at this point, it's time to flick the switch, Ravi. I'm just gonna.
Dun, dun, dun. It's like launch time on a rocket.
It is a scary moment. Are you ready for this, mate? Yeah, I hope nothing goes bang. So here we go. Okay. After 3, 2, 1. Oh, we got a light on the. We got a light. We got a light on the drive. We got a light on the drive.
Oh. Okay.
The monitor's firing up. The monitor's firing up.
Now, what might happen? The drive might not fully detect because I might have formatted it incorrectly. So what I would suggest is you actually reset it and take the drive out. Then
Okay, we've got no signal on the. Oh, hang on. Hang on, I'll just turn it all off. I'm a stupid boy. Okay, I've not plugged the monitor in. So yellow for yellow. Here we go. Ravi, this could be probably one of the most exciting moments ever. Here we go. So we've got audio in, we've got monitor in. Let's try that one more time. We've got a red light on the drive. Come on, witchy magic.
Light, I think the drive might not be fully kicking into it yet. So
just to remind you, we've got Ravi on Skype over there, and oh, Ravi, this is maybe looking promising, in the sense that it's not saying no signal. It's not saying no signal. I've got a black screen at the moment. It was saying no signal earlier. Black screen right now. Oh, come on,
so
Amiga.
Give it a few seconds and it might go to the kickstart screen.
Okay. A few seconds for the kickstart screen.
It delays if you don't have the disk drive in there.
Right,
it has a little delay in there.
How long is the delay?
What I'd suggest is turn it off.
Yeah.
Take the card out.
Okay.
The reader.
Okay. Right, there's nothing firing up on the screen, but it's not saying no signal anymore. So that's positive. That's a good thing. Right, I've switched it off. Okay.
To read the hard drive.
So shall I just pull the ribbon cable out?
Yeah. Reseat it. Sometimes that works.
Okay.
And then give it a little bit more time as well. So what I'd do is I'd turn it on.
Are there any other chips? There's a keyboard chip in here.
Then I'll make a cup of tea.
Can we remove, Ravi, the keyboard chip?
100%, yeah, feel free to do that, yeah.
Yeah? So if we just pop this, so right here then there's a USB over the top of, right, I'm just going to remove that. Okay, so now we've got
any external chips.
So can we pull the mouse?
Yeah.
We've pulled the mouse. Literally, we've got a motherboard with a power connector, and in fact, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of the audio connector. We don't need that. We just want display. Yeah. So right now, we've got a motherboard with the power connector and a display connector, and that's it. All right, and that chip's back in place exactly as where you told me.
I'd leave it for 4 or 5 minutes just to see if that kickstart turns up, mate, because without the mouse, without the keyboard, without the power supply, without the floppy drive, it delays a little bit.
Okay.
And an old school delay is much longer than we're used to nowadays. So.
All right, yeah, okay.
So what I tend to do is turn it on and go put a cup of tea on.
Really?
It might appear.
Okay, so the monitor's come up saying PAL again. Apparently there's definitely signals coming out of the modulator. Oh, yes! Yes!
Yeah.
Yes! Yes!
With the ROMs.
Yes! Oh, dude, yes. Can you see it, mate? Can you see it? Okay, let me grab the webcam. Oh, look at that! Look at that!
Oh, yes.
Look at that!
There's a portable Amiga.
There we go. We now have a battery-powered Amiga laptop. Now I'm not sure what it was that was causing the problems, but I'm going to invite because I don't know anything about it. So I'm going to invite Ravi back down to my house again, or maybe I'm going to bring this up to your house, and we can have a play with it at your house, mate.
Do that.
Oh, excellent, mate. We've got a boot. We've got a boot. It's booted. Look at it. Amiga. Look. Oh, my goodness. That's epic. Epic. Finally, Ravi.
Oh, mate, that's so good.
Right,
what
wicked.
I'd reboot it with the hard drive and the mouse now.
Right, okay, let's plug the hard drive
back in. So you know
in.
with the red, it says pin 1, and it should be with the red on the IDE.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I'm used to IDE connectors.
Ah, wicked.
Yeah, there we go. Done that. Right.
So happy that's booting.
Yeah, mate. I was worried about that, mate. Yeah, all right, so we've got a mouse in.
It's a solid.
We've got a mouse in, we've got a hard drive in, we've left the keyboard off. Let's fire it up.
Light starts flashing.
Let's fire it up. The hard drive light. Oh, mate, I've got activity on the hard drive light I didn't see before. I just saw a little green flash on the hard drive. Oh, and again.
Yeah, so it might crash or it might boot into the operating system.
No, it's booting, mate. Mate. It's got, there's a green light flashing on it. I can't believe I'm getting so excited about this. Oh, yes! Oh, yes, check it out.
Oh, has it gone to workbench?
Oh, mate, it's gone to workbench.
Oh, beautiful.
I reckon that you've got a problem with the keyboard, with the little keyboard adapter.
It could have popped off, or I could have put it on the wrong way.
Wrong way around, maybe. Yeah. Oh, mate, happy days. There it is. I'll tell you what. Hang on.
Some games on there, Howard.
Hang on. This has been a labour of love. Let me just get this. Here we go. Ravi, mate. Ravi.
I'm well happy about that.
Ravi, let me just get this. There we go.
I'm going to be able to play Lemmings on the bus.
Lemmings on the bus. another step closer. I'll tell you what, the trials and tribulations we've had, but another step closer to the wonderful world of the Amiga laptop. Ravi, cheers, mate. If I could shake your hand through the monitor or fist bump you or whatever it is you got to do these days, brilliant. Thank you.
That is friggin' awesome, and I can't wait for you to come here, because then we can totally...
Oh, yes! I tell you what, can I come on a Saturday night and we can do a DJ set together? I'll just dance around the living room and you can do
a... park with the Amiga and do a drawing on D-Paint or something.
Yeah! Excellent. Oh, mate, this is fantastic. Brilliant. We've got an Amiga that works, people.
I can't remember what titles I thought of, but that is fantastic, mate. I'm so glad that the OS is actually all set up and working as well.
Yeah. Oh.
I think that's a minimum requirement Amiga. You know, there's no expansion on that. It's and it's pretty nippy. The boot was.
Yeah, that was a quick boot. Tell you what, mate, I'm happy. Thank you.
Oh,
excellent. Right.
Satisfaction. Touch. Satisfaction.
We are the Borg. Lower your shields and surrender your ship.